Even in offline tournaments, there's similar things that happen that are like Wi-Fi, where it's like crowd is doing some dumb shit, or you know what I mean? Like someone hits your chair, and he bumped my chair, and it literally like made me miss the A button and made me hit the jump button instead, and now like I'm losing. I lost because of that, right? Like that's like an example of like getting Wi-Fi in real life. Like if you
Oh, I
want
won this Wi-Fi tournament. Let's fucking go. I'm the GOAT. Oh, I lost. Yo, that shit was laggy, bro. Like, yo, can we get a connection test, bro? Like, I don't know,
man. These spin dashes do be hard to punish.
A lot of players are like mashing roll, spot dodge, smash attacks offline too. They're doing the same thing. It's just offline versus Wi-Fi. Just because you went to a tournament and did it doesn't make you above the person who does it on Wi-Fi. And oh, that's a lot of players. Like, all right, so today we wanted to talk about some Wi-Fi related stuff because of course we're going to talk about that. We were thinking we could talk about like the specifics of why Wi-Fi is frustrating rather than just Wi-Fi laggy, Wi-Fi bad. We can talk about like actually like specific scenarios that are really frustrating. We also might talk about like the transition from like online back to offline, like the meta, like what I'm gonna do personally, because I've been doing a lot of content related stuff and I wasn't doing that before. So like there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. But yeah, let's start talking about Wi-Fi. So the past few days I actually haven't even been playing Sephiroth on Wi-Fi because it like ruins my day playing Sephiroth online. And like I feel like I have I have such a high tolerance for Wi-Fi than most people, but like I can do it with every character. Like people like don't like playing Wario on Wi-Fi. I was always like, oh, it's fine. Like I can play any character that I've played online, but Sephiroth, I can't do it. And like it's pretty, I think like characters that like have less freedom to work with their playstyles, like it gets a lot harder. Like with Diddy specifically, like there's so much stuff I can do. Like if it's laggy, I'm like, oh, I can fall back on this playstyle. But with Sephiroth, it's like this is what I do, and if it's laggy and I can't react, then I can't do it. That's how it feels. Yeah, that's my personal thoughts going into it.
Would you say it's like because of how precise he is, or is it because his moves like have a lot more startup?
Both. I think like there's just too much extra delay on top of like the moves that have startup that like you have to like, I feel like he already has to like read a couple steps ahead to get like really important openings. But on Wi-Fi, it's like such an unreasonable amount. You have to like outplay your opponent just to like for the simple stuff. So like I've definitely gotten creative, and it's definitely helped me in some ways because I have to really like do some like crazy stuff just to like stay consistent online. But like I can't just simply F tilt my opponent's ledge option and kill them. Like I have to like just grab them over and over, or like neutral air them, or like down tilt them, or like fade back and like try to get orbs on their wake up. Like I can't just kill them for like on the ledge, and that would be really nice to just like get stocks when they're in disadvantage. But that's the hardest part for me. Just there's so much extra delay that like it's just so unreasonable to react.
Do you feel like because you came from like offline, I know we've been like online for a while,
Yeah,
but because you came from offline, an environment where you can react, do you feel like did you have a lot of difficulty like adjusting your playstyle at first?
I don't know like what it is, but like I started I grew up playing. I've been playing Wi-Fi for like a decade at this point, like since like Brawl. So, for some reason, I just like go into it like playing how I would offline, but like just understanding that like some things will work and some things won't. And that's why like playing characters with have like that have a lot of freedom in their playstyles helps, but I don't know. I feel like I changed my playstyle up enough to the point where I don't have to like rely on pure reactions to win. Like I feel like I have enough tricks up my sleeve to like, you know, just catch people off guard. You don't just have to react perfectly, you know what I mean?
Oh, you've come a long way.
What do you mean?
Oh, that was like your entire playstyle in Smash 4. Oh, we lost Charles. That was like
He'll
your
be back
entire
probably.
playstyle in Smash 4, though.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna react every single time.
Yeah.
And you mostly did react every single time. That's why I mean you won a lot. But
Yeah.
for me personally, like
That's why
okay.
I was not a fan of Sheik, I think. Because like you literally had no choice but to guess, and like I would just get so upset just thinking about that.
Oh, welcome back. Maybe.
He's been having internet problems.
Oh, true. He definitely has the Oh yeah, because he lives in the same house as Void, and
Yeah.
I wonder if Void streams to him.
Oh shit! What's up, Snorlax? Oh,
So fucking trash. Anyway.
his camera's just frozen.
Cameras, as he said, trash, and his mouth's not even moving. I think for the really rough part for me personally is that I pretty much only played this game offline for like the first year, and I played Zero Suit. So when I went to like go practice on Wi-Fi, I was like, the heck is this? I can't even control my character. Like I can't put myself in the normal positions I want to be in. My drifts are really bad. I can't react to like ledge get ups with certain options, like ledge jump. If I like knew it, I'd just be like, oh, okay, it's a free back air. But Wi-Fi, I'm like, oh my god, this joint is mad hard to do. So getting used to like adjusting your mind to go, okay, well, now that I know that it's not a reactable situation, what's a better route that I can take after they do the ledge jump? Like, how can I better cover their landing, or how can I better cover whatever's happening after that? So it actually, in turn, ended up helping me look like 2 or 3 steps ahead.
That's basically what I was trying to get at. Is like, in a way, like you have to work so hard that like sometimes it opens your mind up to options you weren't doing offline.
Yeah.
So it can really help you get creative because of just how far you have to be ahead of your opponent sometimes. But yeah, it can also kind of help you play really safe and like conservative, because like it's not worth taking the risks sometimes of like trying to react to something. But I think something that helps me is like I take so much information throughout the match that like a lot of the time I usually have some sort of handle on who I'm playing against. So like I can kind of mix like reacting / like educated guessing. But you have to find that middle ground of trying to cover that while also like playing safe, like I said, because like taking those risks on Wi-Fi isn't that worth it. So you kind of like have to get like this middle ground of like getting some sort of reward if you get the right read, but like if you don't, then you can just like reposition. It's really hard to describe, but you have to find that perfect positioning where you're like you're threatening like a habit they have or something, but like you're also compensating for like if it lags like right here specifically or something like that, like it's all good. So like
you can even go.
So like you have to be so far ahead to like consistently win online. Spoiler, you can't do that. You can try and like you can get pretty far with it, but like sometimes the outcome of the match is affected by online, like a lot of the time, especially if like it's not like if you're not like, you know, like someone's not far ahead or something, like, it's tough.
Yeah, and what's good is that you can actually kind of translate that one specific thing she said about finding like the perfect position offline.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at it as lag might happen, you can just look at it in the sense of like oh, this read might not occur. Like
Yeah.
the read that I have in my head might not occur. So you're already looking a step ahead of like what may happen if you go for it and it doesn't work out the way that you thought it would. And you'll
Yeah.
still be in a pretty good position afterward. So there's definitely a lot of perks to online, but
Yeah. I think what's hard though is like some characters don't have the freedom of like, you know, finding that middle ground of getting like a decent reward for like being safe but also like threatening like a certain area and stuff. Cuz some characters need very specific setups or like spacing or like, you know what I mean? Some characters have to be in your face to get some sort of like kill confirm or combo, so like, or they just don't have the frame data to like do that. So this kind of only applies to like, you know, some top tiers or like some other characters that are like, you know, I don't even know exactly how to specify it, but I think with Sephiroth specifically, like you can do this, but you kind of sacrifice like way more than most characters would just because of the moves that have extra startup or like are really precise. So that's why like sometimes I don't even want to do it with Sephiroth because I can't get myself into this mindset where it's like, okay, I can just play X way instead because of the connection, because it feels like he's like really reaction based.
Everything's too committal. Like
Yeah, I
you have
got
that
to.
startup, you have the like end lag on your move, right? So it's like if you're just whipping out a F tilt, like not on reaction, but just to whip it out, like there's so many things that can happen to you, right? Like
Yeah,
you you really can't play like a Wi-Fi style with Sephiroth, or like you can, but like you have to just be godlike at guessing. You know what I mean? Like you have to guess right every single time. And in terms of competitive fighting game, like you usually want to avoid those situations, right? You would usually want to avoid like scenarios where it's like, well, I have to guess 5 times in a row to win, and that's how like that's my win con. Like the chances of that happening are really really low. That's obviously why like you try to play as reaction based as possible. But
yeah,
Wi-Fi is still a really good resource. I feel like a lot of people right now, it's like, I mean, for example, for me, like I really suck at Wi-Fi. I really suck at like trying to use it as a resource because I'm from Hawaii. Like we like Wi-Fi is literally not an option there. Like you can kind of Wi-Fi with other Hawaii players, but like the island I'm on is so small. Everyone can be within
yeah,
like everyone's like an hour or even less driving distance away. Why the fuck would we play Wi-Fi with each other? You know what I mean? Like we're so consolidated and close to each other. So it's like, you know, so from for me that environment, and then if I want to Wi-Fi with anyone on the mainland or like, you know, West Coast, East Coast or whatever, it's gonna be trash. It's gonna suck, like even more so, right? And Hawaii's internet is just not good. So like I was literally raised in an environment where like offline was everything, and there's other people that are in that environment, and I feel like those are the people that are really hard to transition because like you guys, for example, you guys have played Wi-Fi in other Smash games. You know what I mean? Like you know what it's like, and
yeah.
it like sucks, but you get what it's like
We
because
can
it is a
usually
different game.
differentiate the two. And I feel like
Exactly.
you would have a harder time accepting Wi-Fi for what it is because you like didn't grow up doing it.
Right. So it's like everyone's in a different boat, but at the end of the day, I think Wi-Fi is an excellent resource. I feel like one thing that a lot of people struggle with is they take Wi-Fi too seriously. And I'm not saying like when you're practicing on Wi-Fi to not try to win, but like you have to understand that like there's just going to be certain interactions that like literally like, oh, I won there if it didn't lag spike. Like my I would have hit my confirm, but it lag spiked. I didn't hit my confirm. Like you can't like sit there and be frustrated about that moment. You just have to like literally accept it and be like, yeah, that's Wi-Fi. Okay, cool. Like, and then keep playing and try instead of putting all your mental energy on like why Wi-Fi lost you the game, more so just like, okay, now I'm in this situation, right? Like, okay, like I'm at high percent, whatever. Like, just try to take it as much as a learning experience,
Yeah,
which is why I think Wi-Fi tournaments, particularly, are probably the most stressful environment ever because you
yeah.
can't do that, right?
There's
Because
more
it's a tournament,
variables than ever.
right? So it's like, okay, I don't want to force myself to like really get frustrated about not winning, but like in a tournament, it's all about winning, right? So it's like you're mixing two things together where it's just like, well, this is like really frustrating. Like there's things out of my control that are stopping me from winning, and it's just like I don't know. When you mix those two things together, it just seems like the ultimate formula for just complete frustration.
Yeah. I think the thing about Smash in general, like offline, like in tournaments, like there's characters with RNG, like there's crazy variables that can like affect the outcome of the match, and then you add online to it. It's like, how can you accept this as a competitive environment anymore? You know what I mean? Like, we're lucky that Smash is a competitive game with all the stuff in it in the first place. So like, when you look at Wi-Fi and there's even more variables that can affect like, you know, the outcome of the match, like I just can't view it as like truly competitive. Like, it's like you said, Charles, like it's like a great resource, but that's why I'd rather just play than like put myself in a tournament setting. Like it just doesn't seem worth it.
Yeah, and there's even in offline tournaments, there's similar things that happen that are like Wi-Fi, where it's like, you know,
Exactly. Like,
the crowd is doing some dumb shit, or you know what I mean, like someone hits your chair. Like, oh, I'm at a local and like there's not a lot of room, and like some dude's getting up to, get out of his match, and he bumped my chair, and it literally like made me miss the A button and made me hit the jump button instead, and now like I'm losing. I lost because of that, right? Like that's like an example of like getting Wi-Fi'd in real life. It's like just like a variable like you don't control literally just came out of nowhere and jammed you. Not the guy next to you, not the guy over there, not like the TO over there, not the dude on stream. Nope, your controller, your finger hit that button instead of down. Like, what the fuck, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's interesting, but like I don't think, and I'm by no means am I bashing people that go and enter Wi-Fi tournaments. I just think it's really hard, and like it's like there's so many factors too when you're TOing one, right? Like, okay, this guy DC, like then you have like, oh, are you gonna run a connection check, or
yeah.
are you gonna region lock it, right? Like I think region locking is probably one of the more healthier things, but then like you also hurt the tournament, right? Like you're gonna get less entrants and stuff. So it's like, what's the purpose of the tournament? And it's like, and then on top of that, just Nintendo's netcode isn't the greatest, and like even nowadays with COVID, everyone like internet in general is just not as good as it used to be because there's so much usage of it, right? Like everyone's staying at home, everyone's on their Zoom calls for their business meetings and their school stuff. Like there are so many variables going into this, and it's really frustrating. There's so many things out of control, and it's like it just felt so much more simple when when you're at an offline tournament. It's just like, oh, boom, here's the setups, there's the bracket, I'm gonna play this dude, like, or girl or whatever, right? Like let's get it, boom, done, and like that was it. Like you just played the game, and there's very like it just felt like there's so much more control.
Yeah, I think an optimistic way to look at online tournaments is you're really practicing your mental. Like you are testing yourself to your human limits, like to not like, like get upset or something, you know what I mean? So like there's that. And it is a tournament setting, so you are like preparing yourself for like, offline, and like, it's not like you're getting nothing out of it. I would just personally like rather just play on Wi-Fi rather than compete, or like what I'm trying to get out of the game. But yeah, I guess there's a way to look at it, and I definitely can't tell people like don't enter Wi-Fi tournaments, because like what else are they gonna do if they really want to compete right now? So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, shout outs to y'all entering Wi-Fi events. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I mean, I entered quite enough to. I deserve some sort of like medal for it, but.
And them joints take like 16 hours.
I think that's why I stopped, because like I was definitely very naive going into it. I would be like, all right, I like did one like every day, and it's like a 7-hour stream minimum, and I'm like, all right, tournament's over, see you guys tomorrow with the next one. Like it's different than like competing in one tournament offline a week, if it's like a major or something, or like a couple a week. Like a lot of people do it like multiple a week or like every day. So That's exhausting, and it takes extra energy if you're like streaming it, which people usually are.
Right.
In terms of like actually capitalizing off of like what's like COVID and stuff. Um, but yeah, for me it's mostly the time thing, like you said. Like I'm not like I'm trying to create some sort of schedule for myself and stuff, and like it's too exhausting to like go for like 6+ hours, and that's like being generous. I'd rather practice for a few hours every day than do a tournament every day.
Yeah, and I think like one of the big pluses about an online tournament is essentially you have infinite setups, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
then some way somehow it still takes forever, right?
Yeah.
Like which I don't think it's like anybody's fault, but like that's supposed to be one of the perks. And I get it too. Like these online tournaments you want to stream like the whole top 8 or whatnot, but it really sucks for a player because like when you're at an offline tournament, I feel like it's way more understandable, I guess, as a player. Like the perspective is more so like, people flew out for this. Like this is the main way the TOs make the money, or like a big part of it, right? Like getting the numbers, the views on Twitch and YouTube and all that. So obviously it makes a lot more sense. But when you're and like, PGRs on the line, I mean, it's not the craziest pot, but usually like somewhat way bigger pots than Wi-Fi tournaments. Now, when you're doing all that same shit, but yes, you're in the comfort of your own room, but you're doing it for $100 for getting first place, and it hits a little different when you're in that scenario. Like all you're doing all this waiting and you're streaming and you're exerting so much energy, and it's like for $100 for first place.
That
Like,
actually is one thing I really liked about online tournaments, actually, was like doing it in my own home, because traveling with Crohn's disease, like traveling in general sucks. Like it can be very exhausting, like traveling across the country, and then like it's hard to like compete to the fullest, like when like with all that type of stuff, right? At least in my case specifically, like it's exhausting. Like I get off the plane and sometimes I'll sleep until my pool the next day because I'm just so exhausted from like traveling. So that was one nice thing about it, was like I felt like I could like play with a very clear mind, because I'm just at home. Like I can eat whenever I want, I can do whatever I want whenever I want, like even like mid bracket if I want to. Like I don't have to like stand up at a pool for 12 hours straight, and like there's a bunch of people around me and you can't even like breathe. Like that was a nice thing about it, for sure. It's accessible and it's comfortable, for sure, because like you said, like you're playing on your setup, like it's your house, like that's pretty nice. Convenient, for sure.
that's probably the biggest pro thinking back on it, right? Like the
Yeah.
convenience and the comfort. Definitely really, really nice.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like also comes with really heavy cons, right? So
Yeah.
and I think you had a really good point too, just like stamina wise.
Yeah.
Like, because even just back to back majors on weekends, like that alone is like obviously you're putting in the travel and all that too, but like that alone is just crazy, and sometimes a lot of these players will do 3 or maybe even 4 in a row, and it's like it's wild, and you're competing at like a very, very top level. Like your career is on the line essentially, right? Like I mean, not every tournament is like super diehard. Like it's not like you can never fuck up ever, right? There's like a bunch of tournaments, but like you still have to come in with like very serious mentality, right?
Yeah.
So that is stressful. But like with the convenience of Wi-Fi tournaments, it's like, okay, you got this one on Monday, this one on Tuesday, this one on Wednesday, this one. You could literally enter a Wi-Fi tournament every fucking day of the
Yeah.
week if you
Oh, I
wanted.
won this Wi-Fi tournament. Let's fucking go. I'm the GOAT. Oh, I lost. Yo, that shit was laggy, bro. Like
Yo, option select. That's a clean option select.
Yeah, the cleanest.
Yo, can we get a connection test, bro? Like I don't
know,
know.
man. These spin dashes do be hard to punish. So I mean, okay, so we talked about like the transition, coming from offline to Wi-Fi. So how are you guys feeling? Obviously the vaccine's out. We don't know how long all that stuff's going to take, right? But eventually,
Yeah.
in the future, offline will come back. I have faith. one day, right? So how do you guys think that transition is going to be like the meta game, even just like content? I know Gavin earlier was talking about like how what he's gonna do coming back. I don't know, like how I was disconnected, so I don't know how deep you went into that, but
Not really.
Yeah, we didn't.
So yeah, I don't know. I've always been like a competitor first. Um, like I always just prioritized like practicing off stream and like tournaments, even local tournaments before I streamed. And now during COVID, like I'm like kind of like this middle ground with both. Like I'm uploading to YouTube like multiple times a week. Like I'm doing this podcast right now, along with like streaming my practice every day. So what I've been trying to like, like go with it as I go, like, because usually when I practiced like before, like I'd practice for like 6 hours straight. You know what I mean? Like offline or online, but it wasn't like streamed or anything. And if it was like I did like no mic or camera, and then the whole chat the whole time would just be like, "Yo, why isn't he talking? Yo, where's the camera?" Like that was the stream chat. So like I'm finding this sort of middle ground that like is also just I think a good idea in general. Like I do like 3 hours of practice a day, so like I feel better like physically. Like I'm not like playing until I can't play anymore. Because like when I was younger, that's what I would do. That's what I thought I should do. Like I would play for like 6 hours, and then like I'm like, oh my god, I can't play anymore. Like, but mixing in the content has kind of helped me like balance like the practice as well. But I'm not sure what's gonna happen when offline comes back. I can't see myself just abandoning like Twitch and YouTube, because like I've already like we're already coming like so far with it, with like the consistency and like some sort of schedule with YouTube. So like I don't know. I'm definitely gonna make sure like it's stays the same. I think the hardest thing would be like be streaming, because I can't stream if I'm at a tournament. But I'm pretty sure YouTube will stay the same for sure. Like because you can like schedule uploads and stuff. Like I feel like that's a lot more manageable.
Yo.
But we'll see what happens with the podcast and stuff. Like we can always just reschedule it and stuff, because we're doing it on a Saturday.
What if we did that joint in person at majors?
Oh,
yeah, you can actually just do that. Yeah, as long as like you don't need crazy internet to stream the Discord call. You know what I mean? Or even worst case, like you can just record it and put it on YouTube. Like you know what I mean? Like it would suck if the internet's like bad enough that it's like, oh dang, we can't stream this. But like worst case, you can literally just record it, and then like you could stream the recording, and then put it on YouTube if people want to like if I know people want to DJ in Twitch chat, so you can give them that chance. Right, but like I think that would be really cool. And even just talking from experience, when Ultimate, oh damn, lag spike, yeah, probably. But even speaking
Wi-Fi,
from experience,
dude.
like running Void's YouTube channel when Ultimate dropped, it's YouTube has so much more options. You know what I mean? In terms of, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
okay. I was like, yeah, am I lagging out really hard? Okay, so it's like in terms of YouTube, it's not that bad. I think keeping a consistent stream schedule is tough, because you have to factor in like, okay, what are like my guaranteed days I'm home? But usually, like when you're on your like second or third in a row tournament and you finally get home, the last thing you want to do as a competitor is stream. Like you just want to like unwind for like the Tuesday/Wednesday that you got, because you just came in from the flight on Monday and you're going to another flight on Thursday, right? So it's like Tuesday, Wednesday would be like the days to stream, but it's like it just depends, right? It really just depends. So I think most people, it's very realistic to stay consistent with YouTube, but also staying consistent with your Twitch helps your YouTube, because you can usually just copy paste stuff from your Twitch onto your YouTube too. So I feel like most players will be able to at least stream like twice a week if they're like super hardcore about it. And I feel like even for you, Gavin, like you're kind of getting to the point where like you can stream your practice and it's not too much of a toll on you. You know what I mean? In terms of, because streaming does take energy. Not a lot of people think that, but it's a very exhausting thing to do, to like play a game, interact with like the chat. Like it's all that stuff is really tiring. So it's
Especially
like,
when you're prioritizing the level at which you're playing. You know what I
right.
mean?
Like if you're doing sub battles and you're just shitting on people that are way worse than you, like I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, but like when the skill gap's like really huge, no matter what, right? Like you can obviously like divide your attention as you please, right?
Well, the
So
thing
it's like,
about me, like when I'm playing Smash, like every opponent is the same. Like I like go all out. Like there's like something I want to experiment or practice, or like I just like that's just how I play. Like I can't help it.
right.
So it's exhausting for me. Like I like everything is like grand finals of a fucking tournament in my brain. So like that's just how it is. So that's why like
You
I
hear
like,
that? Gavin gives you guys no mercy.
never.
No mercy.
Unless I'm so like, well, there's two sides of me. It's like that, and then like if I'm so bored to the point where like I'm not there. there is that, like,
Right.
but usually like, you know, I'm taking it serious.
Right. So I kind of feel like you've gotten to the point with your like streaming stamina to like, okay, you come back from a tourney, you can stream a couple hours or more, right, on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Like you might have gotten to that point. Obviously we don't know yet because like you're not traveling, right? And traveling
Yeah.
is particularly like even more exhausting for you because of your situation. So it all like you kind of have to you got to play it by ear when it gets there, but I feel like you'll be able to do
Yeah.
it, and at the very least you'll be able to keep up
At least
YouTube.
for
And, like,
Twitch, that's like the one
Yeah.
that like I really have to play by ear. I feel like YouTube, I can manage it.
right, and making content at events is not like in my opinion, it's like easier almost because like you got to think in terms of like your resources, right? Like imagine you're at a big offline tournament and you can just like, oh hey, I'm gonna invite this other PGR player to practice with. Well, the laptop out. You want to play a first to 5 real quick or first to 10? Record it. Boom. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like in terms of like the actual resources is like crazy. Even if you streamed at like if your hotel internet's good enough, it's just like okay, cool. I'm just gonna invite some people over and we're just gonna hang out and play Smash, right? Like I think even kind of like thinking about that going forward is gonna be a big deal too, right? And I feel like even like the hype around the tournament environment and even like the tournament environment, but not at the actual tournament, like there's gonna be so much hype around that because like we haven't had it in so long, right?
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry.
Are you laughing at the Twitch chat question?
So
Twitch out wilding out right
Do you
now.
do you want to read it out loud?
Bro, it was so random.
We're like talking about like serious ass shit.
Do you think Game & Watch's nose is just his mouth folded outwards? What?
I actually can't even comprehend what you're asking me.
Like what? All right. Anyway, Charles is really thinking about it. Is it?
No, it just doesn't make sense. Like I'm like trying to justify the question, and I'm just like,
I don't
no,
like to think
no.
about Game & Watch.
Too much brain power. I don't want to think about anything with that character.
He isn't real.
Do you think
I will
that
say. Oh, go ahead.
Do you think that the Wi-Fi play styles are still gonna exist offline? Do you think that's gonna be a while before like people get used to playing offline again?
I actually have an interesting.
Oh,
I don't know if I
guess
should
a
call it a
Tweek
hot take, but I actually have something that might be a little rude. But I see a lot of people like trashing on. I guess it's the opposite of rude. I'm trying to help the people that are getting trashed on social media for their like Wi-Fi playstyle or whatever they like to call it. They always say like
play style.
when offline comes back, these guys aren't going to be able to do anything because all they do is abuse Wi-Fi, blah, blah. I honestly don't think most styles, like offline versus Wi-Fi styles, are different enough for you to act like they're any different than what a lot of players are doing offline. A lot of players are like mashing roll, spot dodge, smash attacks offline too. They're doing the same thing. It's just offline versus Wi-Fi. Just because you went to a tournament and did it doesn't make you above the person who does it on Wi-Fi. And that's a lot of players. Like I just named like most of the player base. whether it's Wi-Fi or offline.
Yeah.
And it's just weird
100%.
that people like try to like put themselves above others who haven't been to tournaments just because they've been to events. Like that's all it takes for me to like be the better human being or something. Like it's really weird. Yeah, but that's just an interesting thing I wanted to say, but I never wanted to like say it on social media because I don't want to like start a fire or something. And like I don't want to act I don't want to act like I'm subtweeting anyone or anything, but like I just saw it so much to the point where I'm like I don't understand what the difference is. Like your guys' play styles aren't different enough for you to like bash this person. Like so many people play the same way.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't say I've never bashed anyone's playstyle, but at the end of the day, the thing that makes Smash like so cool is like there's so many different ways you can play this game. You can play this game in a lot of different ways. Now, you can beat a lot of different people. Now, are you going to be like consistent or whatever? Like that's a whole nother ball game, right? But like I think that's what makes Smash so cool, like the fact that you can do that. And I don't know, it's like even like how you're saying, people play like pretty much the same on Wi-Fi and
Yeah.
like offline, right? It's like very few and apart different. So it's like I feel like a lot of players that are doing well now, it's gonna transition over to offline. Like, and here's another thing, they're practicing, like they're playing the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much people that refuse to even practice on Wi-Fi. I know there's people that still practice Smash, but they don't enter Wi-Fi tournaments, right? I mean, Tweek's in that position right now, but it's like if you're just not playing at all, when offline comes back, you're gonna get fucked. Like you are gonna get
It's
completely
possible, yeah.
shit on. Yeah, I mean, it's just you didn't, if you haven't played the game for over a year, and you come back to offline, like, and everyone else has been playing Wi-Fi,
Oh,
you don't know. You know what I mean? It's like that's just not how it works.
I knew what he
So
said.
it's
Chat,
like,
you guys knew what he said, right?
It was just perfect because he was saying Wi-Fi
Yeah.
and his internet, and then he's playing Wi-Fi.
All you hear is like a controller spike in the background.
ah. But yeah, it's like all the people practice. The only difference coming into offline is like certain situations are going to be like either less in favor or more in favor for whatever player, right? So obviously, like Sonic is a big one. Like Sonic as a character is a big one for everyone, right? It's like, oh, all these Sonic players, blah blah blah. Well, like yes, there's offline. There's going to be situations where people can like hunt down the spin dash or punish them a little bit harder. But like at the end of the day, it's like the same stuff's happening, right? It's just
Oh,
much in their favor. But like that does not mean that they're gonna do like horrible or anything. I still think all the people that are doing successful on Wi-Fi, I feel like they're gonna still find around the same success. A little like it's either gonna be like maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but like I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, this guy was absolutely carried and then he's down here. Like that's stupid. That
it's
is
not
so like
possible.
dumb.
Yes,
It's like literally not possible.
I get this question a lot. Like, how different do you guys like? They'll be like, Tweek, how different do you think the ranking's gonna be when like tournaments come back because of all these players that are like competing on Wi-Fi and there's like a lot of new faces, right? Like, and they're always asking me like, who's gonna do well, who isn't? Like, how different is it gonna be? And I think it's gonna be different. And I think it would be different either way if like this COVID Wi-Fi scenario wasn't happening or not, because rankings change, things change, players appear. You know what I mean? I think these players would be doing well if they were offline or online. Like, and I think it's gonna, and like I think it's a mix of the people who aren't playing versus the people who are still practicing. I think it's all gonna change for like everything is like equal for my reasoning. I guess I don't know how else to word it. Like,
yeah, like
basically, I think things were gonna drastically change, regardless of the Wi-Fi scenario or not.
Yeah.
But
like the people that are winning these Wi-Fi events are obviously good players, right? Like people don't win like large events if they're not a good player. So like I understand that offline they're still going to be doing well. What's crazy to me is that some people believe that like the people that are winning the online events are going to be like, and they may be, who knows, we don't know the future, but they're like, dude, this player is gonna be like top 5 or top 10 when they get offline. I'm like, do you understand like how hard it is to be top 10? Like, if you look at the top 10, those people are getting like first, second, third, fourth, fifth at super majors, like consistently.
Yeah.
Which means you're saying that the people that were playing offline that aren't playing online, when they get back, they're just gonna completely disappear off the face of the earth.
No.
And these new people are gonna exactly like there's no
a lot of these. Fun fact: a lot of top players don't practice anyways.
Yep.
Tournaments like are their practice, like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's different, right? Like, some people like practice a bunch, some people don't. Like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of people would be surprised. They're like, wow, this player isn't playing as much as they were when tournaments were a thing. They probably weren't practicing before either.
Well, and like a thing to like realize too, you know, these offline tournaments that have that the PGR, it's like the PGR is a part of this, blah blah, right? A lot of the PGR, you know, come out and compete at those tournaments, or people that are like in contention for PGR, they come out and compete to these tournaments. A lot of the Wi-Fi tournaments happening now, like, you got to like scale it, right? Like, oh, you're getting consistent top 5 at these Wi-Fi tournaments, but how many of the top players are entering these Wi-Fi tournaments? How many of the top players that like travel from Europe or other like Japan or stuff that travel to compete at these offline, they can't like compete in these specific online tournaments because it'll just be way too laggy, or like they could, but you know what I mean? Like, you got to take that into account. So it's like, you can't just be like, oh, top 5 Wi-Fi tournaments. Oh, if they don't get top 5 when it transfers offline, they're washed, right? Like, you have to have some kind of perspective, and you have to scale it to the point where it's like, okay, well, like, we'll see where they fall in the PGR, right? But it's like your expectations can't be copy paste. Like, that just literally makes no sense, right? So it's offline is just a different environment, because even just the sheer talent pool is insane. And like, even like Pink said, to consistently get top 10 at these crazy tournaments, you like kind of have to be a freak of nature. No offense, but like, it's pretty fucking insane to do that. Like, this game is really fucking hard. This game is super fucking hard. And like, I even want to touch up on the thing we were talking about earlier, just practice. Like, a lot of, I think this is like a whole infrastructure kind of thing, but just Smash in general, I feel like a lot of the PGR players don't just practice that much. Even like Leffen called out the Ultimate community. I'm not saying that the Ultimate community doesn't practice at all, but like, it comparatively to other esports, which makes sense. This all makes sense, right? Because there's not a lot of crazy money, right, in Smash in general. It's just like passion for the most part. Like, people that want to be the best at this game, it's just pure passion. I'll tell you right now, if you're getting into Smash for money, just turn around. Just I'll save you a lot of time and effort. Just turn around and just don't do it, because there's not a lot of money. Like, anyone who gets into Smash and they're trying to make a career out of it, I'll tell you right now, it's like the top less than 1% of people that play this game competitively can make a career out of this. You have to just like love the game so much that you're gonna do it anyway. That's like the only way you can get far in this game. If your main motivator is money, like, that's not enough. That's just that motivation and is not going to be enough, because you're not going to see it for such a long time, and then you're going to get the surge, and then boom, you're done. Yeah, I mean, there's other esports where it's like the top players literally are vocal about they don't even like the game, but they do it for the money, right? Like, that's never going to be a thing in Smash. There's never, like, unless it's like, I've heard of like some examples of like, oh yeah, there's this, you know, rank 1 player in this region who like just goes to local for money because everyone else is free.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like, he
like-
buys new
like
he
a
like
side
buys new
thing.
shoes and goes to McDonald's afterwards after
Yeah.
he wins the tournament. Like, okay, cool, like a little dinner trip or whatever, right? Like, play some Smash, get a new pair of shoes, and get some dinner. I've heard of that, but like, that's not like your career. So it's an interesting infrastructure. I think if Smash had a lot more money, it would actually be it would be interesting, because I would want to see the talent pool of
I
players
think-
that came in and just like played in, and like one of the main motivators were money, right?
I think that would change the rankings and the meta, or whatever you want to call it, more than the situation we're in right now.
Oh,
I
100%.
think if like the game just blew up for some reason, I think that would be the thing that like really changes things like how people think. Like people think that's what's gonna happen when offline comes back. They think the crazy change. They think that's gonna happen. It's not. But if the game got huge, then it would be like what they're expecting. Like
Right. The meta
rankings would
would
just be
accelerate.
flip flopped and shit. Like yeah.
Right. And when there's more competition and talent, the metagame gets accelerated. So it's like, people, because everyone says like Pika Joker are the best characters in the game, right? But like, the best player plays Joker, but past Leo, there's not a lot of Jokers past him, right? In terms of like right after him, there's other Jokers within the top 50, but like when, in my opinion, if the game's metagame got accelerated, like how we're talking about, we'd see a lot more people like using those characters
Yeah.
and within those ranks and stuff. And it's like, being like, oh yeah, being that one person from Japan that solo mains this weird character and I got on the PGR, like I don't think that would happen as often. Like
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Like that stuff happens. Like there's a reason why that happens because a lot of people are used to the matchup and stuff like that. But like when I just feel like when you accelerate the meta, the chances of that happening become low. It's still possible, but it's lower.
That's basically what I was getting at. I just think if like the game just blew up and like tripled in size or even more, like that's when a true change would happen to the meta and the rankings. Like it would be ridiculous.
And then all the top players be a fire under their ass, and it's just like you want to keep that top 50 spot, you better be grinding. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you
Yeah.
right now, that's not the case. A lot of the people
That's
that are
basically
top
what I
50
was
right
like
now,
subtly hinting at in terms of like how the changes would be. Like a
yeah.
lot of players like would just like not be ranked anymore.
And it's like during this time, I kind of understand, right? Like some people just
Oh yeah,
absolutely
you
hate
can't
right
expect
now.
anything from anyone, and like this is like
Right now,
a
right?
Smash party game. This isn't like life or death.
Yeah, and it's just like how much practice you have to put into this game. And I understand like some people kind of like are in a comfortable quote unquote position and they don't really want to like, they're like, you know what, like top 20, top 30, or even just top 50, but I'm not trying to like get top 10 or top 5 or 1. You know what I mean? Like it kind of like depends on the situation because Smash is so unique because you're not, you ain't getting shit for competing because there's no like developer support, right? Like you're pretty much just banking on like a tier 1 team sponsoring you. That's like what you're banking on. And all those spots are filled. So then past that, you got to go content, right? So it's like now you're trying to balance like content with competition, right? And it's like, okay, well, the more effort I put into content, the more like the less practice I get as a competitor. And this is something that I've had to deal with, like in terms of crossroads within Smash. Even going into Ultimate, I was like, okay, I started commentating and coaching a lot in Smash 4, and then even going into Ultimate, I was like, because I competed a lot. Like Smash 4 was a game I competed very seriously in. I still had like my attention split in a bunch of different things, which I'm not jawing for or anything, but like I competed like competition was one of my top priorities in Smash 4. And then like then it was coaching, then it was commentating. Like I took competition the most seriously in Smash 4. But going in the Ultimate, I had to like tell myself cuz like when I go on the mic at MSM, and commentate the last hour or two, that's like an hour or two I'm not practicing grinding on the open setups, you know what I'm saying? Like every time you do something else in Smash that's not practicing for competing and you're doing it for like content or commentating or doing any other stuff like that, you are taking away from practice for competition. So it's like it's like this, like Smash is just so weird because content is the moneymaker. Like that's where all the real money is in Smash because we don't have developer support. So it's like the IP is so broken because Nintendo's IP is just godlike, right? Like just that whole company, like, oh, like just think about the IP that Smash has. It's like the most broken thing ever. It's
Yeah.
insane. And then like we get, in terms of content, we get carried by that. Like obviously, I'm not saying all the Smash content is bad and all the content creators are bad, but the big reason why Smash is, gets the viewership it does is mainly because of the IP. It's still a sick game. I love it. It's my favorite game ever. But yeah, I mean that's like the biggest reason why. So it's just a lot of stuff to balance out.
Yeah, this is like mad random. But you know what, the whole topic of like, yo, what if Smash got like 10 million times bigger? Have you ever had that conversation? Like this pops up randomly sometimes, like, yo, like what if aliens invaded Earth and like they held like a Smash tournament?
Damn, that'd be fucking crazy.
Like, what would you do? Like, what character would you pick? Like, so funny. Like, what player would you send in?
Damn, that is tough.
Have you guys never talked about that? Like, that conversation is hilarious.
Oh,
who would they play?
Okay.
Oh, no. So who would an alien main? That's another good question. I used to play this game with my friends in Hawaii. We would look at a random person, like would be like at a mall, like eating, right? And we'd look at a random person and be like, who does that guy main in Smash? Like, and this is like back when we played Brawl, we were high schoolers, and then like we would like just pick random characters. It was like see, that kind of stuff is like just fun to do and talk about, right? It's just like the degenerate stuff Smasher does.
I'd pay to watch that. Yeah, aliens versus humans in a Smash tournament, like a crew battle.
Sounds hype, dude.
Dude, like, what character would I pick versus an alien? Like, what would be my best bet?
I don't know.
I know on Jupiter they don't play Diddy Kong.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Aliens are like, usually aliens have like all this crazy, like spaceships or whatever, right? But I think you would just go Diddy, dude. You go Diddy because they don't got the Diddy tech, dude. They probably have the tech for everything else, but they don't got Diddy tech.
People keep mentioning they'd play Sonic in Timeout. Like, just play perfect.
Timeout for the planet, dude.
Yeah. You have to play against like 10 Timeout Sonics in a row to save Earth. Will you do it?
How much stamina do you really have, aliens?
Will you
it's
do
a crew
it?
battle, and we just pick all Sonic players. Like every Sonic player.
Oh yeah, there's that. There's that
here.
way to look at it. We can send in all of our top Sonic players from Earth, and like none of them they play mad aggressive, and they just like don't know what to do.
We'd have Wes on our lineup, and we'd be like, Wes, you have to time them out, dude. I know you want to go in and fuck them up, but you have to time them out, dude.
This is for Earth.
Oh man, that actually sounds super hype.
Aliens won't mess with us ever again. Yeah, dude, they're like, dude, Earth is so lame. Like, they play so lame. Like, we're out of here. We don't want your planet, bro.
It has negative viewership. Like, we go on Twitch and we look at the viewership, it's like negative 500.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, no, what have we done? We saved the Earth, but at what cost?
Leo's like, don't worry, like, I'll play. And we're like, no.
No, we need
the Sonic players.
Bring in the Sonic players.
And we have a backup. Meister. They don't know about this Game & Watch. We were talking about like, what if the aliens like play mad aggressive and shit, and like they like play for the clips, and like we just like send in all of our Sonics to save Earth.
And then Meister's our anchor.
Would it be like a crew battle?
Yeah.
Oh, true. Dude.
We're like,
it's funny.
We're like on our last legs, and we're like, dude, what do we do? Send in Meister, bro.
Send in Meister, dude. They don't know shit about Game & Watch.
Meister, I need you to hit this neutral air right now.
Dude, it's funny because that's how it kind of feels like that vibe, like when it's region versus region and like crew battles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because even when
hit the
when I
nine,
first
yeah.
went to SoCal, right? And then people would come and play the locals before the the big tournaments, or even at the big tournaments, right? And it's like, I remember when someone would just get completely shit on by Luigi, by like either Concon or Elegant. We had a name for it. We would say it was called Welcome to SoCal. That was the Welcome to SoCal. When someone would come in and just get fucked by a Luigi player, it's just like, welcome to SoCal. Like, we got the best of the best here.
Dude.
And you probably have no fucking idea how to play against them.
That's so funny. West Coast plays like very aggressive, or at least like mostly. I'm thinking more Smash 4. I don't know as much about Ultimate. It's probably still true. Pretty aggressive region. Yo, Tri-State?
No non-committal region.
We don't play the game. So I love going to the West Coast for a couple reasons. If I'm in the mood to camp, they'll fall right into my hands. But my true play style is like, you know, going for the clip, like aggressive, like that's in my soul. So I get to pick. But in Tri-State, dude,
you can't pick. You have to cap.
in Tri-State, dude, we're picking wolf and we're shooting the laser at you.
You know what's crazy? I actually want to kind of get into this like region playstyle and like why. So why do you think that? I actually think it. Actually,
I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what.
Like the brawl days.
It's cold as shit over here, and it just
wait. What? Wait. Huh?
And it just ruins our souls, and we just take it out on everyone else. That's what it is.
No.
On the West Coast, they don't have to worry about anything, bro. The weather is mad nice, so they get to play for fun. That's
we're
what
on
it
the
is.
beach, like with the setup on the beach, we're playing volleyball. At the
Yeah,
same
like,
time. Like is this
that's
what
what-
you're? Is
that's
this the
what I'm
picture you're painting right
imagining.
now? Is this what you're painting right now? Like sunshine and rainbows, and like it's just like yeah, we're just having a great time. That's why we go in, and then like everyone on the East Coast like shoveling snow, like fuck this shit, dude. You know what?
Yeah.
The next person I'm playing Smash, I'm
That's
suffering
me,
so
that's
much right now.
me.
I'm camping this motherfucker out. Dude. I'm timing this dude out.
You walk outside and it literally is painful to your bones, and you're just like, you know what? Next time I pick wolf, I'm just shooting the laser 3 million times.
I remember if I was ever in a bad mood in Smash 4, like I just was like tilted about the game, which Smash 4 had a lot of things to do that. I would like in Hawaii, I would play Sonic and I would time people out in friendlies. I would just be like, yeah.
I've done that
Time
on
them
stream.
out.
Sometimes I would go into Elite Smash and time them out, and then like,
Sometimes you gotta show people the real world.
and then leave.
And then leave.
Oh shit! No way.
They don't even get the run back. It's just
Yeah, then you just leave, and then you're like, you don't even play Elite anymore, so they can't even run into you. Like they have no shot. Then you just play like in an arena with someone.
Oh my.
Dude, like I remember like I like ran into like ice climbers, and I would like make them sopo on their last stock and time them out. Like I can be very evil. I don't know when it happened. I don't know when it happened to me, but I lost my soul at some point in my Smash career, and I have this ability to just ruin your day. I can just ruin your day.
To show you the darkest side of Smash.
Yeah, like I can do that.
You're trying to have fun right now. Let me show you real pain.
If you piss me off,
6-year-old kid. Like
if you piss me off, like I will ruin Smash Brothers. I will ruin it. Not just for you, like if I will ruin it. Smash. Don't test me, bro.
I will show Smash true despair.
You be holding back low key. Snorley has watched me so much to the point where he knows what I'm talking about. Like if I actually want to do that, I think I made like a Twitter post one time where I'm like, if I ever get pushed to the point where I play Sonic, like you do not want to see it. Like you don't.
I remember I was explaining Sonic as a character to someone on my stream, like the scenario, right? I'm like, okay, you're spin dashing, tangible, blah blah. I went through like every single thing, right? And then the guy was just like, man, it just sounds like you're explaining the best character in the game. I'm like, no, he's not like necessarily the best, but it's like
there's situations where he
really
is
good.
Yeah,
there actually is. There's like certain scenarios and certain matchups where it's just like, if the Sonic plays this way, like you can't lose, right?
Yeah. I always call Sonic a win button. It's really that simple sometimes. Like he just is a win button. Like we saw your Joker, man. Oh my god.
You're playing Jackal, I think yesterday or 2 days ago.
That's Tri-State. That's Tri-State.
And y'all both standing across the stage, and then at some point he SD, and I was like, just go next.
Yeah.
Just next game. Like
that's me versus Jude. Me versus Jude that's Tri-State.
It's over. Like he's not moving forward. You're not gonna get another hit. He's just gonna stand there. Go next. Like if you ever went down, I was like, if you went down a stock, I was like, all right, next game.
Yeah,
like, this is too hard. Like
Tri-State, bro.
Yeah, but it's definitely a brawl thing. By the way, it's 100% a brawl thing.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
Mewtwo King planking on Delfino with Meta Knight, like, dude, ledge grabbing. You know what's crazy? I actually think Mewtwo King holds the record for a singular smasher that is in like rules were made because of him. I think I'm pretty sure he holds the record for that. I don't think any other smasher has had more rules made because of like how he's playing, right? I'm pretty sure.
I
Like
would assume so.
Mewtwo King. The reason why there's a timer in N64 Smash is because of Mewtwo King.
Okay,
Because
of
he was
course
timing
not
people,
everyone
like,
camps in Tri-State, but Tri-State is very campy.
well, as a region, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Because it was always just Meta Knight versus Ice Climbers in Brawl. Like there was like 7 Meta Knights and like 3 Ice Climbers in Tri-State. So eventually it got to a point where nobody approached. And then East Coast, we would go to Tri-State and be like me, MDVA, I'll be like, yo, they are not moving forward. Why am I going to them and getting hit? So then I was like, I ain't moving forward either. What is
Yeah,
the best vision?
Yeah, all it takes is for you to like visit, and like you're just like, wait, fuck that, I'm not playing the game either. Like,
What am I talking about?
I don't have to play either.
West Coast was weird in Brawl. They had Marth and like 2 Meta Knights, Snake,
Even in
and then them random characters.
even in Smash 4, bro, SoCal, like they didn't even play Bayo.
I'm saying they had 2 Luigis, 2 Sheiks, like 2 Foxes,
That's
and
it.
a Rosa. And I was like, what?
They didn't play Zero Suit, Cloud,
No Zero Suit, no Cloud,
no Bayo.
who was your Sonic?
no Sonic.
What? Yo, bring me to SoCal, man.
Dude, SoCal was like Meta Knight, Fox.
Yeah,
even,
why-
even in
why
the
was it
high
all Meta Knight?
level bracket, like everyone just played like combo-y fast fallers, dude. Like that's what SoCal likes.
The worst you guys had to deal with was Luigi.
Yeah.
You know what
The
Trice
best-
has to deal with? 10 million Bayonettas that will zero to death you and time you out at the same time.
True.
That's what we had to play
That
against.
sucks. Yeah, we didn't even have any.
Y'all
Did
didn't
we
have
have any
Clouds?
clouds? Yeah, we didn't really like not like a top level cloud. Everyone had a pocket cloud, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, y'all had a Mario.
dude, every time I think of like, so what do you think
No
is,
DLC zone. No DLC.
dude? Okay, so I'm trying to think of like what do you think is like the most, like, for me, the most shocking thing that ever happened, like that I watched in Smash 4 was when Leo reverse 3-0'd Fallen at that Vegas tournament with Bayonetta. Remember that? Do you guys remember that?
Huh?
That was the same tournament that you got that like super sick combo on Zach. Tweek.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that off the side, on the right side. Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that. But
Dude,
wait,
like
what?
Leo lost 2 games with Cloud versus Rosa, and then he went Bayo and reverse 3-0'd him. And like at that moment, I was just like, "Is this game fucked? Like, is everyone just gonna like? Are we getting to the point where everyone is just gonna play Bayo and like that is it? Like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like, it was Cloud Rosa, dude. That to me. That was like, I was just like so mind blown. And I don't think Leo ever brought up Bayo after that. Like he only did it that one time.
You play Bayo,
But like,
yeah.
you know what's crazy? Like he always had it ready. That's the crazy thing. Like
in case.
you back him into a corner, the bail's coming out. Like,
I don't really think I don't think he dittoed people though.
If I don't know a matchup with Joker, I just camp and fucking win. Ding ding ding, you have figured out the video game! Congratulations, you win a car!
Dude, I actually looked at Leo's track record versus Bayonetta in Smash 4. And as far as I could find, he lost 1 time.
he was really well. I think Marth was like a very good character against Bayo. Because he would usually go Marth, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Ultimate.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you don't want to get us sidetracked on Smash 4, right? We'll talk about that for hours.
We'll start going crazy. Yeah. Also, somebody asked if Steve's going to be PGR. Yes.
Steve?
Yeah, like the character Steve. If
Oh.
If Salem, I think if Salem commits to him, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, we're talking like, okay, so kind of like back on this topic. like I feel like any character can get PGR just because of the sheer like
Skill
I don't
gap?
want to say lack of talent, but like I guess lack of seriousness for the PGR. Like I literally think any character in this game can be PGR'd if just one of the better players pick them up, you know? Because we don't have that like
See my
level
Donkey
of like,
Kong. I'm
oh,
about
we
to
have
play
all these
DK.
competitors, right? You know what I mean? Like those certain characters should literally get gate kept from the PGR, but I don't feel like that can be a thing
Yo,
right now.
if we get 1 million subscribers right now, I'll solo main Donkey Kong for an entire season.
Just for the memes, dude.
1 million's a lot.
No, it's
I
not.
guess it'll make up for your career. I mean, yeah. That shit's over after that. But...
Damn,
So,
bro.
maybe it's
I thought you
worse.
said DK is my best character. Why not?
DK's your best worst character.
True.
Diddy Kong's your best character, but everybody knows that.
No,
Actually, everybody doesn't know
no
that.
one knows that actually. Not yet. Chat, do you
Dude,
know that? Chat, do you know that? Do you know that?
Wario's
Diddy's...
not his best character. Not anymore.
Who?
Wario, not anymore.
No.
I feel like every single situation that you're in or you put your opponent in as Diddy Kong, you know what to do. Like every single one. And it's like you have like 6 different baits for every situation. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, you didn't I don't know if that's the freedom of the character, but you didn't have that with Wario.
Yeah, no, it's the character is messed up. Diddy is messed up. I'll stand by that.
Yeah.
I thought his best
feel
was
like-
K-Rool, honestly. Yo.
K-Rool's nice.
That one K-Rool game against Goblin at
Bro.
DreamHack was hype.
That's the classic thing I do is like I give up. Man. K-Rool.
Yeah. I was like, when I was like in the crowd watching, and when you picked K-Rool, I was just like, I just sighed. But like at the same time, I like it was weird. I like sighed, and then but at the same time, I was like, this is gonna be kind of fucking hype. Like,
That's the
happy
thing.
and sad at the same time.
That's what I find so funny whenever I give up in a set. Usually when I give up, people can't tell because I'm not switching characters, and sometimes I like still win a set or a tournament if I give up too. So it's not easy for someone to know if I've given up unless like it's like someone I know, like one of you guys or something. Like it's just a problem I've had for a long time. But yeah, when it's so funny when I give up and I go like a stupid character like K-Rool, the crowd's like super hyped, and then and in my head I'm like not hyped right now. Like I just don't know what else to do. And then it's funny because Charles knows, but he still gets hyped because it's K-Rool.
Yeah, it's like, damn, this sucks. But I'm like, yo, this K-Rool might slap though, and then, because like it's just like the thing is like you never know, right? Like,
Yeah.
Because I mean, I will still say this to this day. I think Gavin's the best K-Rool on planet Earth. Like, I and I'm not trying to offend other people that solo main the character or whatever. There's a bunch of other very talented players that play K-Rool, but like, it just the in terms of like just the sheer player skill gap, it's just so big that it's like even though Gavin hasn't put that much time into K-Rool, like, and which actually he has put a good amount of time, but not as much as some of these other K-Rool players, right? But like, yeah, like he can still take a game off a Goblin on with K-Rool, which is like fucking crazy. Like Roy hits K-Rool once and he should just like evaporate into thin air. Like that's just how that matchup should be, right? Like I'm not forgetting about I know of Ben Gold. I'm not forgetting. I actually almost beat Ben Gold in tournament at MSO.
Bro, I watched.
I was very sad,
and I knew you were so sad after you lost. You
You
were cooking him, and then I don't know what happened. And I was like,
the Hawaii came out. That's what happened. I was like, ooh, yeah, like I'm gonna go out for this fat double jump back air. Got sucked up, and I'm like, that's how I'm going out, dude. Like I'm so fucking stupid. I should have camped, dude.
You got the Hawaii?
Fucking camped, huh?
You call it the Hawaii?
The Hawaii, dude. Yeah, like when I just want to go in and fuck someone up, dude. That's the Hawaii in me. Like it's just I just want to play the game how I want to play, and then the cruel reality crashes into my world. It's just like, Should have camped. No. What am I doing?
From now on, Charles, just think of me, man. You know what I'm about to say to you, right? Shoot the gun.
Shoot the gun, dude. I
Just-
was shooting that gun.
Good. Thank
Oh
you.
my god. Before that moment, yeah.
Here's my daily thing to all Wolf players. Press B a lot. Don't stop. That's all I have to say. End of the podcast. Goodbye.
And that's it. How to play Wolf. And that's Tweek's Wolf Guide.
Who cares if you can get a 50% combo with Wolf? You can shoot 5 lasers.
What if you did like release a video on YouTube and it was like Tweek's Wolf Guy, and then you just looked and it was like a 6-second video and it's just you pressing the B button and then it ends. Like, I wonder if people would actually.
It should just be like a few seconds of like my gameplay of just laser camping every person.
You know, another thing I kind of want to talk about. Let's talk about content meta, right? So, like, we've all been on the content grind. As
What
every
is the content meta?
The content meta, like talk about videos, like what kind of
make a
videos have you been
Wi-Fi
making?
tier list.
Make a tier list, make a matchup chart.
Make a tier list about tier list.
Yo, make a tier list. So look at everyone else's tier list and then make a tier list.
Larry did
Of their
that.
tier list.
Larry did that, and it was
No way.
pretty incredible. But
Damn.
Dude, Larry's like
Larry's content.
Yeah, I love Larry's content.
You know what I
It's
watch a
really
lot
good.
of? I watch a lot of Street Fighter. There's so many channels that are dedicated just to finding as many matches as they can. They just upload all of them.
Yep.
Like, I love watching Street Fighter. And there's some great content creators out there for that too.
my boy Smug.
Smug.
That's right.
Brian F is my favorite.
Yeah,
Like, very high quality stuff. Like, but I watch a lot.
I think you made a video about flowcharts
Like,
one day.
yeah, he does a bunch of great stuff. Like, and there's a channel called FGC Translated, and they'll take players like Daigo and add subtitles to his stream VODs.
Wow.
And I watch it all the time.
Wait a minute. That's so smart. And I'm
yeah.
like, I'm trying to think, like, too, like, in terms of actual effort, like, you just need someone to translate and then subtitle the thing, and then, like, boom, that's a video. That's, wow.
Like,
Wow, that's big brain.
I'm like a big
And-
Daigo fan, so
Right, and it just sounds really interesting, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I think you've hit a content gold mine when you hit something that's like, this could be a really good series, right? And it has very little editing, and the concept's like really cool and interesting. Once you line up all of those factors, you've just like just views, and then like the amount of effort. That's why even just like ranting videos for like any game, any esports, right? Like where someone like takes a topic, they rant about it, and then it's like just gameplay playing in the background kind of deal that like somewhat relates to it. I think that formula is so good, because just like the YouTube meta in general nowadays, you value quantity over quality. Like, you know what I mean? The editing doesn't have to be like, oh my god, crazy, blow my mind.
yeah.
It just has to be like interesting, right? Like,
I think my content is like mostly like gameplay, and it's not like crazy like like tier list or like let's play with items or like do something crazy. Like, it's mostly just practicing. There's like occasional montages and stuff. So I feel like my content specifically is catering towards a specific branch that's already in a branch of something. You know what I mean? Like, it's already a specific game, but it's like a specific branch in that game, which is like people who want to watch top level gameplay and like practice and grinding and like crazy combos. Like they want to watch that type of stuff, which surprisingly, well, it's surprising for me because it's what I do, but like that isn't like the popular thing. I don't think like that's not going to get you like 100,000 plus views, which I'm not saying I'm not fine with it. Like, I'm proud of my content and like what I do, and I'm glad I can like provide stuff that people want to watch. But I think like that's what my content is. It's like a niche within a niche. So unless Smash gets even bigger, I don't think my videos would ever get like 1 million views or something. You know what I mean? Because there's just not that many people out there that want to see that. because
until offline comes back.
yeah, that maybe that would help. But you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, like Smash is very crazy, like and complex, and there's so much going on. So unless I'm sure a lot of my viewers have like at least a few years of Smash experience. You know what I mean? In terms of if they're understanding what's happening on the screen. So like
to be able to digest what's actually happening.
So like
why it's
if they're
big, right?
if most people can't even digest what they're watching for the most part, then like why would you want to watch that? Like especially like daily.
I mean, I'll be watching fighters like Goichi and stuff. I watch his videos. I have no idea what's going on.
True. A lot of Street Fighter stuff I probably don't even
hype. I'm like, yo, this is insane. How
but
are they
still,
doing
you're
this?
looking for like competition and like top level
That's true,
gameplay
because
specifically.
I'm a competitor, and
yeah,
like,
I feel like a lot of people like
true.
on YouTube like aren't. They're looking for like something else.
Yeah,
Right. I think the most successful type of content in Smash is usually like meme funny stuff, right?
Yeah, which
Like,
is fine. It's just like it's just not me. But I'm still proud that like there's people that want to watch that. You know what I mean? But that's why I'm trying to find some sort of middle ground with like doing this podcast or like doing other stuff on the side, because I'm always gonna prioritize the practice over everything else, because that's just what I'm a competitor. I want to like master Smash. I want to like show everyone how cool Smash can be. Like that's like my mindset, right? I think I was kind of saying this too. Yeah, I'm basically saying like regurgitating what B was explaining to me, because when I first got into content, like I wanted to have like a bunch of views. I want to have a bunch of Twitch subscribers. Like, so like I was pretty naive going into it. Yeah, I was pretty naive going into it, and B was like, well, if you really want that, like you can't just do what you're doing. Like there's not enough people out there that can digest this stuff. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'll just be me. Like I don't have to have 1 million YouTube subscribers. Like as long as I'm working hard.
Yeah, because I mean, if that's not like your goal, your overall goal, your overarching goal is to be the best player in the world, be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
And the goals that help you do that help you live your life that way. Streaming helps you live your life that way.
Yeah.
Making YouTube content, and that's just it pays the bills, so you can continue working on your
exactly.
overall.
That's how you got to see it. You know, like grinding a specific Smash tech isn't gonna make you a millionaire. So
yeah. But if you do shave your head and crash your car on stream, you will get money.
Yeah, you could potentially do that.
Damn, that would be a really good video. Now be out here giving free videos.
Yeah, see, like
ideas.
I'd click on that, I guess.
Oh, you just need a
I
good
shaved
thumbnail.
my head and crashed my car on stream. That's literally like the title.
Everybody's like,
Tweek did what?
Yeah, it's like you doing this, but half your head is shaved, and there's just a picture of your car crash, right? And you're like, like that's the thumbnail, dude. Oh my goodness, what? This is an auto banger. Like this is hitting 100,000 views easy.
But yeah, like I think finding the middle ground is like has satisfied me, and plus like I was just naive going into it. I'm just like, oh, if I'm doing YouTube and Twitch, like, oh my gosh, I'll be so successful. It'll be so great. But like, it doesn't exactly work like that.
Well, I think it's better, honestly, that you're going with that path, and that's like really good. Honestly, just really good insight from B2, because like you just want your content to be genuine.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, anyway, right? Like it's just that. I think that is something that a lot of people come to your stream or watch your YouTube videos for anyway. They want to, they really enjoy your gameplay, but they also want to connect with your personality too.
Yeah.
But if you're just like faking everything you're doing and it's not really you, then it's, you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna have that genuine feel. And I feel like in esports, particularly, you can kind of like, it's pretty easy to pick out like who's genuine and who's not. Like it's pretty easy to tell surface level for most people.
The thing is, like, that's just like always been like the priority. Like even when like this is like not as common, but I think it's more so when I wasn't streaming and like people just saw me at tournaments. Like people were like, Tweek never speaks, like Tweek has no personality, blah blah. Like I would rather deal with that than like shave my head on stream and like we're just, like the whole thing like that was happening that we were just talking about, like, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather deal with all that backlash than like fake anything. Like, but yeah, that's why, like, I've said it a million times, but that's why I'm like doing this middle ground, because when I'm streaming I'm just gonna play, but during this podcast, like, I can actually talk to you guys like how I would be even if we weren't doing this live. So like people who want to see me or talk with me or chat with me, like, this is an opportunity to actually do it, because when I'm streaming, like practicing, I take it serious.
Ryan.
Boyd has returned. Boyd has to show up every week at least once.
Wait a second.
I'm making him obligated to do
tournament
that.
in 3 minutes.
He does have a chess tournament in 3 minutes, yes.